Hey guys, on our podcast this week, we have someone that we have been looking forward to interviewing for a long time. We finally got to do it, and he came in the studio and did a podcast with us. So that was
Elijah Wood.
great. But first, gotta pay some bills, baby.
Yeah, this podcast is sponsored by Loot Crate.
Yeah.
For less than $20 a month, Loot Crate gives the geek or gamer in you a special treat. It's a subscription box service with $40 worth of geek, gamer, and pop culture gear, collectibles, apparel, comics.
Yeah, it's got everything.
It's got all sorts of
And it
stuff.
comes straight to your mailbox. Now, this month, they're celebrating all the monsters you can fit in your pocket, also the ones that you need some crazy circle drawing skills to bring to the mortal realm. September's crate features an exclusive collectible they're told is, quote, the most important object in pretty much the whole universe, plus awesome items from Blizzard, Kid Robot, and more. I love when they put Kid Robot stuff in there.
Yeah, so you have until the 19th at 9 p.m. Pacific to subscribe and receive this month's crate. And when the cutoff happens, that's it. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah.
Till next month. So go to lootcrate.com/ETC and enter code ETC to save $3 on your new subscription today.
Do it! Support the show! Now here's Elijah Wood.
So is this podcasted as well?
It is audio and video, yeah.
Yeah, for some, I mean, we mostly make videos, so most of the viewership still comes in video form. But people are just like, yeah, I usually turn it on and then just go do something else. I'm like, well, you can just find it as an audio podcast too. And they're like, well, sometimes I like to look over at the screen and
know
see
that
what's
you guys are
happening.
there.
It's comforting, yeah.
Just know that you guys are there.
Yeah, we decided to do, and we were like, well, how do you, if all of our viewers are on YouTube, how do you do a podcast? And the answer was just do it on YouTube and then put it up as an afterthought as an audio thing. But people like it too because they just go driving, and that's when I listen to all my the podcasts that
Dude,
I'm
I've been listening to so many podcasts lately.
What do you listen to?
Driving. Do you guys listen to Oh Yeah, Dude?
No.
I've heard someone.
It's
It's in my
great.
feed, but I haven't actually listened
You're
to
gonna
it.
want to listen to it. It's awesome. It's very funny. It's very funny. It's just two guys who are best friends. They've been doing it for 9 years. So it's
Oh, wow.
They basically started at the
Yeah.
beginning of podcasting.
Yeah.
And they sit in their apartment or one of their houses, and basically the week prior they'll pull news and various articles off the internet, and they each just will read that and then kind of comment on it. It's that simple.
Wow.
And it's
Great.
very funny.
All right.
No
Awesome.
guests, no commercials, just two dudes hanging out.
You ever hear you ever listen to Comedy Bang Bang or any of that?
I haven't heard that one, no.
Oh, that's great. They have
I've
a
seen
show
I've
on
seen
IFC
the show,
as well.
yeah.
Yeah, that one's one of my favorites.
We good?
Good, sweet.
I mean, we could sit here and talk about podcasts. All
Radio Lab
Did
too.
you get all
Radio
that?
Lab.
Oh, Radio Lab's
Fantastic.
fantastic.
Big Radio Lab
Yeah.
fan.
Great. Our other favorite, I got to give a plug to Maddox, who does The Biggest Problem in the Universe. It's him and this other improv, this guy that's more into improv than him, but they just each week try to figure out what the biggest problem in the universe is, and it's just absolutely hilarious because they both fight each other for who's his
Strong
worst.
opinions.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Oh, that sounds
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, so check that one out.
I like true crime stuff too. I feel
Oh,
like
like
there's
Serial?
gotta be something like Serial, but I think there's one that is just true crime all the time, and I'm not sure what it is.
I need to find that because I love Serial. Was one of my favorites.
Serial
Obviously,
was
it took the
amazing.
world by storm.
I know it
but,
totally did.
yeah.
I'm really curious what they're gonna do to follow it up. I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think
They
it's
have
gonna
to
be
actually
true crime.
murder someone and then solve their own case. That's the only way to top it.
Right. Manufacture a great murder case.
Yeah. No, they're doing it right now behind the scenes,
Right.
and then they're going to solve it.
That's
It'll be
amazing.
great. Please welcome huge podcast fan, Elijah Wood.
Yeah.
Do a proper intro.
What
I
a
don't
great, what a
know.
great preamble that
Yeah.
was.
We might use all of that.
Yeah, probably.
We
might
should.
not.
Yeah.
But anyway, welcome to our podcast where we
We don't need normal introductions.
we
do
ask you to send in your questions for the guests that we tell you we're gonna have, and then you do it for some reason.
And it's fun.
And then we
That is
print them
fun.
out, and then we ask the questions to the guests. And this guest is Elijah Wood, who
Hello.
you might know from a lot of different things,
Yes.
including Back to the Future 2, Cooties, The Good Son, go on, let's go.
Lord of the
Lord of the
Rings.
Rings,
The Hobbit.
The
movies.
Hobbit, yeah.
Pretty much everything.
Everything's illuminated.
You're a Renaissance man.
Huckleberry Finn.
Right.
Sin City.
DJing around the world.
Yeah.
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 And much, much more.
A man of many, many talents. But today, specifically, before we get into all of the questions about every movie that we've just listed there, we want to talk about Cooties because Cooties
Yes.
is coming out. When this airs, it will be coming out this week.
Right.
It's September 18th
That's
in
correct.
theaters and on
VOD.
demand.
Yeah.
Give us a pretty brief rundown of Cooties. We've seen it, but for people out
And
there-
also, I didn't know this until people were asking about it, but it's your production company
Yeah.
was behind this. It's called Spectre Vision?
Spectre Vision, correct.
Okay, so that adds a whole another layer to.
Yeah.
Yes, I was a producer on the film as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was actually an internal idea that one of my producing partners had. He had this idea of like, what if there's a film called Cooties that's about a zombie-like virus that affects children pre-puberty, and it turns them into savages. And it's basically about a group of teachers who get stuck in this school. So that idea ended up getting communicated to Lee Whannell, who wrote Saw and Insidious. He loved it, met with us, and he was like, I love it, I think it's great. It's clearly a comedy.
Yeah.
And we wanted to make a serious movie.
Oh.
Which is really...
It's not serious?
Dude, I know, which actually makes me laugh now, because
Yeah.
like, where in that did we think it was going to be serious? It's called Cooties, and that was his thing. He's like, dude, it's Cooties. Like, clearly it's a comedy.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of the inception of it. So essentially, it is that. It's about this virus that's foodborne. It's from bad chicken nuggets. And
I couldn't eat chicken for a couple
Yeah,
days.
by the way,
after
the-
that.
That opening
Yeah.
credit sequence is gnarly.
Even compared to classic and modern serious takes on the zombie genre, one of the most disturbing and disgusting intros to a movie and how the virus gets spread that I've ever seen. So
Yeah,
totally.
That's like right off the bat, it's just like,
It's got a fly pooping.
yeah. So that happens. It's just like, anyways, and we. As we've said on our show many times before, we love when kids get their comeuppance.
Yes.
And this is
It's the
such a
last
good movie for
taboo
that.
in horror movies.
It totally
is murdering children.
And that was
So-
and that was something that we were really conscious of, because we knew we had to deliver on that. But
Yeah.
it's a little dangerous.
touchy, yeah.
Well,
Well,
you
you-
want to make sure that you've got the audience on your side, and it's not just brutalizing children.
And it definitely
brutalize them.
takes place in a world where everyone's pretty terrible, but like children included, like every kid on screen, you're just like, well, not gonna miss him.
Yeah. Yeah, they're set up to be kind of heinous, even
Yeah.
before they turn into zombies.
Yeah.
You know, they're popping pills.
The name, the kid
They're
named
heavily medicated. Patriot, yeah.
is when I was watching, I was like,
He's
you
a
know
real
what? There's
dick.
probably a kid named Patriot out there
Oh,
today who's a
for
total
sure.
asshole. This
Yeah.
is totally believable.
Yeah.
And I want to watch him die.
Yeah.
Well, not in real life, but it's fine.
It's a fantasy.
Yeah, and it was a very
We don't
funny
have
movie,
kids.
Which, yeah, it was a very funny movie. Like which when I was going into it with a lot of the horror genre, I like to know as little as possible going into it. And I remember seeing a trailer for Cooties, and then when we went to the screening for the movie, I was like, I'm not going to watch the trailer again. I'm going to go in blind.
That's awesome.
And,
It's the best way to watch any movie,
Yeah.
I think.
yeah, and the first like half of the movie is just absolutely hilarious, and then it gets into more of the serious stuff.
Yes.
But like some really good joke writing that a lot of even modern comedies can't really nail down. So congrats on that.
Oh,
That was
that's
like,
awesome.
And the cast is just incredible. Too,
Yeah,
that you got.
Rainn Wilson, Alison Pill, Jack McBrayer, Nassim Pedrad, like the cast is awesome. We
how
were
did-
very, very lucky. And we literally everybody met. We shot on a Monday. We started on a Monday. We had on the Friday the first table read where pretty much everyone met for the first time. And it was so incredible how well it gelled. But we didn't have any rehearsal time. It was like we were at school on Monday starting together. It was kind of incredible like how well it all came together so
Where did
quickly.
you? Was that a real school that you shot at?
It was, yeah. It was near Glendale. It's an elementary school near
Glendale, like subs.
And we had it for the entire time because it was their summer break. So for 4 weeks straight, we were living at that school, which was awesome. It
Yeah.
made it feel like summer
And
camp
terrifying
for
probably
us.
at some point. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love how San Fernando just subs in for like every region of the United States.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's summer-ish.
It was kind of remarkably hard to find a school because the thing about Los Angeles and California, particularly Los Angeles, is a lot of the schools here are designed because of the heat of Los Angeles. So it's a lot of like open promenades and like walkways that are open.
And not a lot of single
outside.
building schools.
Exactly, and that sort of atypical like brick building
Right.
is not super easy to find. They
I remember
exist, though.
seeing buildings like that in movies when I was a kid growing up in Southern California, being like, why isn't my school like that? Mine's just a bunch of like rows and
Yeah.
they all, you just exit out into a parking lot or something.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I want to know, like, was the casting, was this like a dream team that you like thought of, or how did you come across like getting like Rainn Wilson and Jack McBrayer and people like this to come onto a project that's about kids killing adults?
We were so lucky. I mean, the script was really good. Ian Brennan and Lee Whannell wrote it. Ian also co-created Glee. So it's the makers of Saw and
Yeah.
Glee.
The perfect combination.
Right? It's pretty amazing. But the script was so good. It's so deeply funny. And the thing that they did, a credit to them, and I think why a lot of the actors were so keen on it, is that, yeah, it's a horror comedy, and yes, it's ultimately about these sort of savage kids. But the character development's really good. They wrote these really well-rounded characters that you could kind of get behind, and they all have a sort of growth over the course of the film that this kind of film typically doesn't have. And I think that that's sort of, it elevated it a little bit in their minds, but it's also really funny.
Yeah. And everyone is sort of just, I like when people are just so just blatantly flawed, where like your character is so just blissfully unaware of what a douchebag he sounds like when he talks about like his writing career.
The worst. He means so well, though. He doesn't mean to sound like a douche.
No.
But God, he is.
He has his heart
And
in the
his
right place.
book, he
Sort
does.
of,
I mean, he wants to be
Yeah.
a writer,
Yeah.
but his ideas are terrible.
Yeah.
And he'll stop in the middle of like a really intense situation to write notes about his book. It's ridiculous.
Well, that's how
Kill
they
them all. It's a book about a possessed boat.
Yeah, which I think would just climb the charts if that ever
Yeah.
did come out. So maybe that's your next
We
step
should
after
write
that.
it. Yeah, we should write the book.
Kill them all, yeah.
Kill them all.
Yeah. It's a companion piece to the movie
There you
Cooties.
go.
There you go.
There you go.
Maybe make it like a comic book, like the comic book within Watchmen.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
about
yeah.
The boat.
That's a cool
There
idea.
you go, Cooties 2. You have the
Cooties 2,
the
Electric
Kill Them All
Boogaloo.
story.
We would love to do another one too, man.
Well, it is. I mean,
It kind of sets
it,
itself up.
yeah, it's possible.
Yeah.
It's
The
possible.
plot would allow it.
We had a
Without
lot of
giving too much
ideas. We had a lot of ideas, so you never know. We'll see.
Let's get into some questions. Elliot, you want to start out with? I think we kind of answered the first one
Yeah.
there.
Okay. Yeah. So let's move on to Johnster123 asks, which do you prefer working on, an indie film or a blockbuster film like Lord of the Rings?
I mean, the one thing that's great and very distinctive about an independent film versus a larger studio film is that the crews are smaller, the resources are more condensed, and it creates this atmosphere of equalization. Like everyone's on the same playing field. You know, people aren't there for the money. Like,
Yeah.
it's the great equalizer. They're all there because they believe in this thing, and they want to see that thing come to fruition in a way that they imagine it to. So it unites people inevitably, and I like that atmosphere. I like that collaborative, you know, we're all in this together feeling of working on something small. But I think you can feel that way on a large-scale film too.
Well, like
you know,
Lord of the Rings, that was like over a year of continuous shooting. So I have to imagine the community sense was strong on that one.
huge, huge, and a lot of that felt like we were making the world's largest independent film because of that. Like it felt very, even though the resources were massive and the scale of everything we were doing was huge. It's like Peter would still knock on the door of a farmer to ask if we could use his land to shoot on it. You know, it's like it still had this kind of, and that's a credit to New Zealand. And it's a credit to the crew. This sort of homegrown, everyone's in it together kind of feeling. And that's my favorite atmosphere. And I think you can achieve that in both independent cinema and large-scale cinema, but it's less likely with a higher budget.
So like when you do a big budget thing, are you more inclined to be like, all right, let's just do something small and easy and simple?
After I've done
Yeah.
something big? Yeah. I mean, ultimately, I'm primarily drawn to material, to working with really great filmmakers, working on things that challenge me or different from something I've done in the past. And it's normally just a real strong gut feeling about something that I read. So I'm not even really thinking about scale. Scale never factors into what I'm interested in doing. But I definitely remember after Lord of the Rings, because the scale and the length of time, the time commitment was so massive, my feeling finishing that was that I wanted to do something really small.
Yeah.
I didn't want to jump onto anything really big or that would take as much time.
Yeah.
You know, but that's unique. That kind of time commitment is not normal.
No, shooting 3 massive blockbuster films back to back.
That
yeah.
doesn't,
Even like Marvel
over the course of
doesn't do
16
that.
months.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
This next one has a bit more to do with Cooties. From well, this is just Luke Garvey. I know his actual name. Very good friend of the show. He wants to know, how do you prefer your zombies, slow or fast?
Slow.
Slow?
Yeah, I hate fast zombies.
Do you have a favorite
Running
zombie movie,
crazy zombies doesn't do it for me.
No?
No.
Well, the whole thing started out as like a metaphor
Although
for like the
28
inevitability.
Days Later has them a little
But
bit
those
faster.
weren't zombies technically. They were like
Right.
infected. Like that was like a disease, sort of like
That's true.
Cooties.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like them slow. It makes more sense to me that their motor skills would be greatly affected by the disease in their brain.
Yeah, like where are they getting these calories from if they're running around
I just
all the
don't.
time?
Yeah, I just don't
From
buy
eating
it.
other humans, Elliot.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
That
lots
is
of
true.
protein.
That is true. But they also get injuries, and that would like slow them down.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What do you have any
I also just there's something iconic about a slow-moving zombie.
It is a bit more menacing.
It is a little
it's
bit
creepier.
Because you're like,
And
you
by
can
the
get
way-
away for now, but
Yeah, but
It's
you can be
always lurking,
easily
yeah.
overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And being overwhelmed by like a slow-moving horde is a terrifying thing.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Everyone's been chased. No one's really, not no one, but a very few amount of people have been stalked, I would assume, as much as
Yeah.
the normal movie-going public. So when you're getting chased, I think you can kind of relate to it, like escaping. But having something that's constantly like,
well, it's like that. Did you see It Follows?
Oh yeah.
oh yeah, that was great.
God, I love that film.
Yeah, that was deeply unsettling.
Yeah.
That film is terrifying, and that whole thing with the ghost having to move slowly is important to the structure of the film because the notion is you have to be able to drive or run away, and then that time that it takes you to get from point A to point B is how long it will have to take
But
because it's
inevitably,
walking to you,
yeah.
and that is terrifying.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
you
gonna
can
get there
never
at some point.
Yeah, some point, and you'll never be able to get away from it.
Yeah.
And I love the idea that you can look into a crowded space, and it made a crowded space terrifying.
Yeah, every shot of the movie had
It's
like
like a
someone.
Where's Waldo constantly.
It's so great. That one where it pans across the school grounds
Oh,
and
and
there's
does the
that one
360?
oh my god.
Yeah.
So great. So great.
There's also something inherently creepy about schools too, and you nailed that with Cooties. But
It's kind of true, yeah. That's funny.
aside from your own zombie-esque movie, do you have a favorite zombie movie from the past? Or anything that you might have pulled any kind of inspiration from for Cooties?
Dawn of the Dead is incredible.
Yeah, the original,
both
not the one
the-
with the fast ones.
The original, and I actually like Zack Snyder's remake.
Yeah.
I thought it was great.
Yeah,
I'm not a big fan of remakes, but I thought he did a wonderful
Yeah.
job with it. Yeah, that's one of my favorites for sure.
Awesome.
So like Spectre
The
Vision.
color of blood in the original is
It
pretty
was like
awesome.
purple and
It's great. It's so weird.
And all of the zombies was just clearly just caked on makeup.
Totally.
It was they were doing the best they could with what they had at the time.
It's a great 1970s zombie film.
Yeah.
So Spectre Vision, your company produced Cooties and has done a lot of other sort of like horror themed projects. Black Nerd wants to know, or he says, your company Spectre Vision is really well known for producing some great indie films. What is it that stands out when someone pitches a film idea to you?
Oh, that's a great question. Well, I think for us, our interest is to make films that are not typically being made. So, right off the bat, the easiest no for us is if someone's already doing it and doing it well. So we're not looking for home invasion films. We're not looking for torture porn. We're not looking for things that have been really well trodden. So that's kind of the first and foremost. So that cuts a lot out. I don't know. We're looking for movies that, at their best, sort of challenge one's viewpoint as to what makes a horror film. We're looking for things that are really character-driven and rely more on atmosphere and tone than just their exploitable elements. In some ways, movies that you could strip away the horror elements and you'd still have a compelling film. I think things like classic examples of that would be like Rosemary's Baby, Poltergeist. You could actually remove the horror elements and there's still something going on amongst the characters.
Yeah.
So those are the things that we're kind of looking for. But at the end of the day, too, we have this conversation amongst ourselves all the time about being able to actually try and articulate for people what a SpectreVision movie is. And it's not easy to articulate. It's like one of those things where we sort of know it when we read it, But I just think we're looking for things that are sort of different and a little weird.
And what's your workflow like currently? Are you guys getting a lot of submissions? Do you have a lot of things in the works currently? What's the slate kind of look like for you guys?
Yeah, we've got like 6 or 7 movies in varying stages
really?
of development, and it comes from all places. Some of it's things that we've reached out to filmmakers that we love because we've seen stuff that we think are incredible, and we want to do whatever they want to do next. We have a film with Panos Cosmatos. He's really brilliant. Beyond the Black Rainbow. Have you seen Beyond the Black Rainbow?
I've heard.
It's
beautiful.
great. Yeah, it's incredible. So there's a few of those things where we've reached out to people specifically, and we had one film that was a user submitted via Facebook, I believe.
What?
Wow.
What
was the development like on something like that?
Well, we had this idea sent to us, and we absolutely fell in love with it and read the script, and the script was brilliant. It just happened to come through Facebook. So it's funny. Wow. It comes from a variety of different places, and some of it's just friends. We have a lot of friends in the genre community. There's a real strong sense of community within genre and horror. I spent a lot of time in Austin. I live there part-time. I go to Fantastic Fest every year. And there's
coming
like,
up.
it
Yeah.
is coming up. I can't wait. But there's a lot of people who meet each other at that festival and festivals of its ilk and genuinely collaborate as a result of having met. And there's something really special about that. Like movies have been born as a result of people meeting at these festivals.
Well, horror especially, it's like no two people's tastes really are ever exactly the same with that. There's so many different types of horror and so many different reasons why people are into it. And like on one end of the spectrum, there's just the straight like torture porn sort of stuff. The other end of the spectrum would be much more psychological stuff.
Or
So
like
yeah.
thrillers even.
Yeah, like so I guess I can understand why it would be hard to figure out what a SpectreVision sort of
'cause-
project is, but I guess I assume you have to see eye to eye with your collaborators on some level.
And you just kind of know. I mean, because even the films that we've produced have run the kind of gamut. Like, we were involved in producing A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night, which is a black and white Iranian vampire movie in Farsi. And then we did Cooties, and Cooties couldn't be further from that. We have a movie called The Boy, which is like a deeply psychological film about the sort of beginnings of a potential psychopath serial killer and the childhood of that boy. So they're all kind of different, but they all speak to us for different reasons.
Was Maniac a SpectreVision?
It wasn't.
Okay.
No.
So we had a lot of people asking questions about that and saying how much they loved it.
I love that film too. I'm really pleased with how it turned out. It ended up being far more artful than I'd imagined.
Well, it's entirely, or like 95% just like POV, right?
About 90, 85%.
How do you shoot something like that?
It was challenging. It was really different. I mean, for me as an actor, it felt like playing a part in 3 parts in a way. It was like I was there on set every day. I'd never worked closer with a DP before because the DP was my perspective.
Right.
It was my eyes. So we'd block a scene out in a very traditional sense, and the DP would figure out how to be me in that context, and I would work out trying to figure out how to incorporate myself physically into the shot if it was possible. And so there was this whole kind of that side of the character, and then there's the side of the character that you see. So every time he kills someone, there's a sort of out-of-body experience. You see him in like a third-person perspective. And then there was the re-recording of all the dialogue, which was kind of in a way where the real character work was done. Like we went and because I did all the dialogue on the day, but I always kind of knew it was more like guide track, that we would ultimately, I wanted to get back in there and like really find the character and hone in on who he was, because really a majority of it is vocal. You're hearing him.
Yeah. So I've only seen scenes from it. I wasn't even aware of it, but there was like 30 comments.
Oh,
just, like,
really?
how much they loved this movie.
Oh, that's so cool.
I need to check that out.
Hey guys, taking a break here really quick to talk about football, because your season-long fantasy football lineup is locked in and ready for action. But you don't have to wait until week 16 to get paid, dummy.
Yeah, put your fantasy skills to the test starting today at DraftKings.com, America's favorite one-week fantasy football site, where you can kick the season off by winning $2 million.
Who doesn't want that many $1 million?
2.
A total of $10 million is up for grabs, including the $2 million prize for first place, $1 million for second. Now, 1 week fantasy means no season-long commitments. It's fantasy football on demand. Everything's demand these days.
For people like me who are too lazy for real fantasy football. It's not fantasy as usual. This is DraftKings. Welcome to the big time.
Hurry to DraftKings.com now and use promo code INSIDE to play for free for a shot at a part of $10 million in Sunday's Millionaire Maker event. Enter INSIDE for free entry now, only at DraftKings.com. That's DraftKings. What is it?
.com.
That's it.
We have one about the cameo that you did for Red vs. Blue.
Uh-huh.
Sean Brown, TM, he wants to know what the experience was like working with the people over at Rooster Teeth.
It was great. I'd met Bernie and all those folks at Rooster Teeth probably like a year and a half to 2 years before.
When you say that you live in Austin as well.
Yes, I know those guys there, and they're friends with mutual friends of ours. So I'd been to Rooster Teeth. I'd met a lot of the people. I'd hung out with Bernie Burns a few times. And so then, he just came through with like, hey, we've got this villainous character, and would you like to play him? I was like, yeah, it'd be fun. I was not a real fan of the show in the sense like I never really watched it. I liked Halo, I liked playing Halo, and I thought it was kind of ingenious what they were doing by taking the game and turning it into an animated series. But I wasn't that well versed in it. And so I played this character, and I still haven't seen the episode.
Really?
Yep. And I still have people come up to me and tell me how awesome they thought it was, but I still haven't seen
That's
it.
another one we got a lot of comments on, just like
That's crazy.
how cool it was. That
Well, it
did
shows
that.
you how popular that thing is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
really
did you have any
extraordinary what they've
idea?
done for themselves.
Because that was like season 10, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Like, did you grasp how
I didn't.
like the zeitgeist of that?
No, totally didn't. I didn't really realize how huge that was until, because they've got their own convention.
Yeah,
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 it's
it just
happening-
happened this weekend.
or-
Oh, did it?
Last weekend, yeah.
And it's great. And I went to that, and we did a panel, and it was there that I was like, oh wow, this is a thing. Like
Yeah.
people are really into this. It's pretty awesome. And now they're doing their first feature film. And
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
I'm
Like,
really proud of those guys. Like what they've crafted and created in
Absolutely.
a short amount of time is awesome.
Yeah. Do you still play video games regularly, or do you have anything you've been playing recently?
I do. I haven't played anything. I just moved house, and so like in the move, I haven't reset up anything to start playing games. And I've been traveling a lot, so I've been away from games for longer than I have
Yeah.
in like a few years.
Do you still keep a Spyro the Dragon PS1 disc on your
No.
shelf?
No. But I love games. I mean, I can't. What was the last thing I played?
Is it mostly like
Last
FPS
of
stuff?
Us.
Oh, Last of Us, yeah.
The Alien game was mind blowing.
Isolation?
Oh, dude, so great. That's one of the best.
So
experiences
scary
I've had.
games, scary movies.
You're just a big horror
You like
fan.
getting
I do,
scared.
I
through.
do.
Yeah.
PT, that was so cool.
And they
Yeah.
took that away from everyone.
Yeah, they-
That's a real shame.
Yeah.
They should have at least kept that available as an experience you could go back to if you weren't gonna, they're not, obviously not gonna make the game.
Have you seen any of the stuff online? It's
Seems
kind of-
crazy to me that they're not making
Yeah,
the
that's
game.
it's
I
ridiculous.
think
like
there's
even from
like a-
Konami's standpoint, like
Yeah.
that is a giant. That's gonna make them so much money. And is it just because they don't want to work with him as a collaborator? That's the impression I get.
Yeah, well, people are saying that Guillermo del Toro and
Hideo?
Yeah, Hideo. Oh God, I'm gonna get so much flack for not knowing that. Yeah, Del Toro and Kojima are supposedly now gonna
Working
go
on something else.
Yeah,
yeah.
gotta go do something else on their own.
But Guillermo also, I feel like he made a statement saying that he found the process not easy, like making games not easy.
I can't imagine that it would be coming from a filmmaker
And I think it is.
to,
I think
yeah.
it is hard, especially if you come from a different.
Well, and it's also not
medium.
in a
'Cause it's
completely
very
different genre.
time-consuming.
As a completely different genre, I know that Matt Stone and Trey Parker said the same thing about the South Park game, where they're so used to being able to, even in movies and TV, being able to make changes on the fly.
Yeah.
And with video games, it takes weeks, if not months, to change something the way something's working. So
Yeah.
your creative vision is kind of not really stunted.
If you're
but-
used to
but-
that sense of immediacy, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so
true.
I don't know. I would imagine that doing a video game coming as a filmmaker would be a challenge for almost anyone.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe
Unless
that was,
you understand the process and you're into the process,
Yeah,
But if
which-
you're used to being able to like change things on the fly and have a sense of like immediate gratification as to a choice that you've made,
Yeah, I
I could
can-
see that being frustrating.
Also, I'm sure that there's roadblocks with dealing with video game publishers that they're. I mean, they're probably.
Well, if you're
different. I'm
dealing
sure
with a
there's
giant
just-
publisher, I mean,
yeah.
it would probably be akin to working with a big studio.
Yeah,
You know?
Well, it's even more kind of behind the veil. Like, if you've ever visited like a game studio, it's like going into a government building. Like they do not want outsiders
It's
seeing
true.
anything. It's
It's true.
locked down.
Yeah, my brother works for PlayStation, so
Oh, really?
I've been in that
Wow.
that environment before.
Turn in your cell phone, like
Yeah.
no pictures. I don't care if you're Elijah Wood.
But they make more money than the film industry.
Oh, yeah.
every
Oh,
year.
it's incredible.
It's so crazy.
Every Call of Duty game makes like $30 million in like
Yeah.
10 minutes. Or
I was gonna
something
say, have
like
you
that.
seen like the huge
insane.
trend of people not just playing video games with their cameras on them, but playing horror games and
Online?
trying
Like
to
put it-
freak themselves out,
Posting
like,
it to YouTube.
Yeah, no, they
Yeah.
have. They even now they have the Oculus where they can put it on, and they play these games that are completely like auditory horror and vision, and it's a growing trend of just watching people get freaked the fuck out
Oh,
by
that's
horror movies
awesome.
live. It's entertaining. We had a girl in here that like just last week broke the computer she was playing on because she jerked back and her headphones were pulled in and it
No
pulled the whole
shit.
computer down and
Just
broke it.
Slam.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's like it's a huge genre right now that is people watch it. I watched a couple of them and I was just like, seeing people.
People
stream.
watch
Yeah.
videos of people playing video games.
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
strange world we live in.
and,
like-
and
that's pretty much what this company
unboxing-
is.
Unboxing
Yeah.
videos too are really huge.
This entire company, aside
Yeah.
from our channel, is pretty much people watching other people play video games.
It's
So
vicariously living through the internet.
yeah,
It's funny, but it's sort of the same thing that you would do, like if you were at a friend's house and your friend was playing
Yeah.
whatever, like Uncharted.
Yeah.
You'd watch,
Yeah.
because it's like kind of like watching a movie play out. Like It's
Yeah, at
actually
this point,
entertaining
yeah.
to watch.
Yeah, exactly.
The
I think a lot of
unboxing,
people
I
are-
get a little bit less.
That's a little weird. A
'Cause
product.
The
Check it
weirdest
out.
part
I just saw
is
the unboxing of the Casper mattress, and they like
Well,
pulled it out.
That's a whole other thing. We've actually heard about that where people's minds are blown by this mattress coming out of
it's
a.
part of their like advertising campaign. It's just like
Yeah.
you're not gonna believe how
this
the mattress
comes
fits
out.
in the box.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's really small.
One of our friends does a
It's
podcast,
very
and they were
funny.
sponsored by it, and he spent, I'm not even kidding, 20 minutes talking about how cool it was watching this thing, and I was just like,
It's
this
just
is ridiculous.
condensed into a box.
One of the
Memory foam.
biggest YouTube videos of all time is a person undoing Kinder eggs for an hour and a half straight. Just
no,
opening, it's a whole
no.
table of Kinder eggs, and they're just,
And like taking the prizes out.
yeah, and then just putting the prizes down, and then moving on to
Are
the
they
next
building
Kinder
if
egg.
they need to be built? Are
Yeah,
they
yeah, no, they set everything up and then they set it down and they go to the next Kinder egg and they open it. And I've talked to people who have kids that are like 4 years old and they're like, all my kid wants to do is watch people open Kinder eggs or watch
crazy.
people open mystery boxes.
Minecraft videos are huge too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I've got friends like that have kids that are obsessed with Minecraft, and they will tune in. Like there's apparently like Minecraft stars, I guess. That
Oh, yeah.
are brilliant at the game, and they'll just watch how they've done something.
Some of them are millionaires. because of-
yeah,
that is it's so insane.
yeah,
It's so crazy.
I mean, good for them. I wish I had known about that on day one.
yeah.
Right?
Wait, I'll just load up this game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's move on to you can take the next one. We just did that was basically just off of the Rooster Teeth one.
Well, I was gonna do Insane Twigs question.
Oh yeah.
He says radio.
Insane twig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are all great.
Crazy
Great
twig.
names. Yeah.
This isn't your grandpa's twig. He says, Radio Flyer was one of my favorite movies growing up. Being such a young actor at the time, did you fully understand the emotional seriousness of the subject matter? When you're that age, how is a script and plot such as that described to you? That's something I've always kind of wondered. Like,
That's a really good question. Yeah, you know, there was a version of the film. They had started shooting actually. David McEvans, who wrote the screenplay, he was going to direct the film, and he directed for about a week, and he was let go. And why am I forgetting his name? Richard Donner came in to take over, and the film was recast. And in that process, the script was slightly tweaked. The original ending to the film was actually far more dark, and the implication was that the kid who's my brother in the film actually dies at the end of the movie, that it's almost a suicide mission, which is so bleak and intense.
Yeah.
So I was very aware of that. Like, I remember I read
How
the
old
script.
were you?
I was 9
Okay.
when we started. So I remember reading it, being aware of that, the kind of context of what the end meant, and then reading it, because I auditioned for the one that David McEvans was directing, and I didn't get the part, and then I re-auditioned for Richard Donner, and I got the part, which is
Nice.
pretty funny.
Yeah.
Um,
Take that.
Yeah, funny turn of events. But anyway, I was conscious of how different the script was, that there were some changes made to kind of lighten the tone, specifically to the end and kind of what
you were like,
happens.
what the heck, man?
And I remember, but I do remember kind of thinking like, oh, I actually like the darker ending better.
Yeah.
I remember feeling that
As a
way.
9-year-old,
So it
that's a
wasn't
pretty
like,
deep emotional reaction to
I
have.
guess, yeah, I guess I don't know. It wasn't like the thing had to be described to me or contextualized in a way that I could
Yeah.
understand. I remember reading it and getting it and sort of seeing the difference, comparing the difference of the script and sort of feeling like the happier ending was probably more palatable, but I don't know.
I mean, when you're that age, like on a movie that isn't like a kid's movie, like how much or how little are people trying to like, I guess, shelter you from harsh realities like that?
Well, I mean, one of the first roles I had in a film was in Internal Affairs.
Yeah.
And I don't think I read that script. Like, I think
Okay.
there was a lot of things in that
Yeah.
movie that I could not see.
Right.
So I was sheltered from that for sure. I was 8 years old. I just had 3 scenes in the film or something.
Okay.
So yeah, I was sheltered from that. But from there on out, I never worked on anything, at least that I was that young and the material was that intense for me to not understand the entirety of it. Yeah, I never had that shelter.
When you do something like Cooties and you're working with child actors, like, does your experience having done that yourself, like, affect sort of how you work around them?
Maybe.
Although
Like
I
have a
feel like
certain
kids are way
sensitivity
more-
or something
Yeah.
to kids and a...
Maybe they're more exposed now to
Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
Plus,
I think
Cooties is so
I
over the
treat
top, too.
everybody the same, so I
Yeah.
don't know if it changes the way that I behave around kids.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess I'm conscious of their experience in a
We're
in a
about
way
to
that,
like destroy your face with you're going to lose some limbs and some blood.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Did the lack of death at the end of Radio Flyer contribute to the overabundance of child death in Cooties? Is it your final comeuppance to the
Finally,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, just like
Take that,
I'm
Richard
I'm
Donner.
gonna kill every kid in this movie.
Someone said that it was also like the direct inverse of The Faculty.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I didn't think about that.
It was just kind of funny. It's
Yeah.
sort of true. The
Yeah.
teachers are trapped, not the kids. It's the other way around.
Yeah, and like it could be the kids from the faculty grew up and became the new
teachers,
faculty.
right?
Yeah.
I caught that on TV recently.
Yeah.
John Stewart's in that.
John Stewart is
The
great
last
in
thing he
that.
did before the Daily Show.
What a way to go out too.
Yeah.
And he's awesome in it. Salma Hayek is in it. That movie's pretty awesome. I hadn't seen it in a long time.
And now it's Cooties canon,
Yeah.
so that's good.
There you
They
go.
It
take
all
place
ties
in the
to-
same universe.
Yeah.
Those aliens that we hated so much in the faculty are going to be humanity's saving grace in Cooties too.
There you go.
John Stewart
Returns
he's gonna
as the
return.
science teacher.
Yeah.
So, Sinister Panda. So, just found out recently that you are a DJ. You just DJ'd down in Comic-Con as well, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
And talk about that for a little bit, but
Mm-hmm.
also the main question here is if you could list some of your favorite artists as well. So,
That's really hard.
first I want to know about how you came to be a DJ and like what the experience was like DJing at a place like Comic-Con.
Well, I've done it for like on and off for 15 years.
Oh, wow, okay.
I started in New Zealand. I was living down there for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, it was pre-iPod, so I was carrying CDs with me. I'd carry like giant case Logics filled with
Mm-hmm.
CDs. I bought a lot of CDs while I was there. And we would hang out. We would frequent a few bars. We tended to know a lot of people in Wellington. It's a small city. And we came across, myself and Dom came across like a CD mixer at a bar. And we were like, I get this. Like, play one song, crossfade over to play another song while you're queuing, So we did that like a few times, just DJ'd for fun. I loved it. I mean, I love music so much, so the extension of being able to play music that I love loud for people was genuinely awesome. And so I just kept up with it, but it was always just for fun.
Yeah.
I'd look for opportunities. It was always at like friends' parties or friends' bars, like very casual. And I ended up moving to iPods and did that for a while. And then people started to hear it and like it, I guess. And from there, I had other opportunities to play sort of and take it a little bit more seriously. And then about 5 years ago, I started playing with only vinyl. So from 5 years ago on, and I met my friend Zach about 6 years ago, and we started DJing together. And so a lot of what I do as a DJ is with my friend Zach.
Yeah, and now like people do spin with vinyl, but it's looked at as almost like this kind of retro way to
Like a
do
funny
it.
curio.
But the fact that you actually pull it off on vinyl is very impressive.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder to do.
It is, and I think that's what I love about it.
Yeah,
It
it's a
actually
challenge.
takes a little
The
bit
whole
of work. and-
synchronization is just like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, it takes a little bit of
You're
work.
not just hitting the sync button. Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
And it also requires homework. Like I've got to go buy these records. I've got to
Yeah.
find this stuff. So everything that I'm playing, it's stuff that I've spent time digging for and purchasing. And
Has there been a moment where
that's
someone's
meaningful?
come up to you and been like, first of all, I didn't expect you to be a DJ. Second of all, you've played something tonight that I didn't know existed, and now it's become something that I enjoy.
I've
do you
heard
ever,
that.
do you like kind of letting people experience new music through your tastes?
Yeah, I play a lot of old records, and I think that there's something really fun about that because it's a lot of stuff that people don't know, and hopefully I'm exposing. I mean, that's the best thing that a DJ can do is expose you to something you've never heard. I've definitely had that experience. So if people hear something that they love and they've never heard it and it inspires them to get more of that or
Yeah.
to do a little bit more research and discover other things, it's awesome.
Yeah, and then you don't have to pick five, but some of your favorite
Favorite
artists that you can like
artists.
that you can think of. Doesn't necessarily have to be modern because you play a lot of older stuff.
Sure. Man, that's so tough.
It's a
'Cause
very loaded question.
Well, it's so broad.
Yeah.
What are the just?
I mean, over the
five
last
tracks
couple of
you
years-
played recently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the stuff recently, I've been buying a lot of Turkish records from the 70s.
Okay.
So I have a lot of like
So you do dig deep
Turkish
and kinda-
Turkish psych and
yeah.
disco. there are artists like Selda Bajan and Barish Mancho, Mogular. Those are all artists that I love from Turkey.
Where do you even find like?
But then a lot of
Turkish-
like African like reissues,
What-
a lot
what
of
is your,
African
like,
stuff from the
kinda your
70s.
game plan?
William
Do you go
Onyebor
and-
is great.
Where are you finding this, and what's your process like of discovering these artists? Because
Well, like the Turkish stuff, I'd never heard it until this is probably 9 years ago, 8 years ago. I was at Amoeba, and it was like an end cap where they kind of put stuff that they're like advertising as new releases. And it was a label called Finders Keepers that I really like out of England. They typically do like reissued records.
Okay, yeah.
They're really great. And so it was from Finders Keepers Records, so that already had my interest. And there was like a quote on it from an artist that I liked that said it was great. And I was like, what is this? It's this Turkish record. I had no idea. Selda, it looked awesome. And I bought another Turkish record that same day, and I went home, and it blew my mind. I'd never heard anything like that. So if you imagine like traditional Turkish instruments, but through like a psych rock lens, and that's what it sounds like.
That sounds
so that,
cool.
But that's all it was. It was literally like opening a door where you're like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, this exists. Now I need to find more.
yeah,
And that's kind of what it is every time. And it can be someone plays you something that you've never heard, so it's just a recommendation, and you're like, oh my God, I didn't
Yeah.
know that existed. So it's a healthy mix of like great recommendations and your own research and like going down these rabbit holes that you sort of open up when you discover something.
How much vinyl would you say you own at this point?
I think it's like over 2,000 records.
How much space does that take?
It takes up a wall.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I assume you have a pretty good organizational system, a Dewey Decimal system in there.
I just moved house, so
Turkish and
in
non-Turkish.
moving, I basically, my friend Zach and I reorganized my records together because it was terribly out of organization. Because I travel so much, and I'd come home and not put stuff away in a timely fashion, so it just got out of control. So now it's all organized.
You
Yeah,
just hire someone from Amoeba. Like, what are you making? 15 an hour?
yeah, you want to
16, come
catalog
on.
my
Yeah,
records?
Yeah.
But the great thing about cataloging your own records is that it reintroduces you to stuff that you have.
Yeah.
Because you're not always going through your entire collection to look for something. You know, a lot of the times I'm listening to new releases. I'm listening to stuff that I've just bought. I'm not going through.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a great way to just like
Rediscovery,
keep
yeah.
yourself informed about what you have, because you'll forget. I mean, there have been so many times where I've gone out and bought records twice, 3 times, and been like, oh fuck, I already have that record.
Yeah.
Like it's easy. It's easy to lose track of what you have when
Yeah.
you have that many records, and when you're buying at a relatively
And do you
fast rate.
transport physical records when you're like, say you have to go fly somewhere to
Yeah.
do a DJ? You literally bring the records with you. You don't just throw them on a thumb drive. and-
No. I've got like a UDG bag. It's on wheels. It fits about 50 to 60 records.
Elijah
and
Wood
it's
is
a
the realest DJ
and it's
in
a
the game.
and it's a flight case, so I could check it, but it's
Yeah.
safer to put it in the
Right.
overhead.
You don't want
compartment.
the TSA
Messing with
going
that.
through your records.
No.
Because they have the vinyl that also runs off USB.
I know, I
feel like
can't-
you're putting yourself out a lot of effort.
But it's great. It's actually
Yeah.
not that hard because I don't know. It's on wheels. It's easy
Yeah.
to cart around. It's a
Sure.
little heavy.
That's great.
But-
That's
Yeah.
really impressive.
There's also something really simple. Like when I had iPods, I had too many choices.
yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I literally had thousands and thousands of songs. So it made my job harder in a way, even though there's challenges to playing with records. At the end of the day, when you go to a venue to play, you've only brought 50 records.
Yeah,
you know?
it's finite.
You've like limited what you're bringing. All the work goes into the planning in terms of what I'm going to bring, and then that's it. You've got that to choose from, so it actually simplifies the job a little bit.
Wow. Well,
Well, like I said, Elijah Wood, realest DJ in the game. We only have a couple minutes left, so we're gonna round this one out with
Okay.
with another sort of Cooties, sort of in the genre related question from the Savage Rumblecock.
Oh, right.
Yeah, you know him.
Rumblecock.
Yes. He asks, Elijah, if you were in a zombie apocalypse and could have 3 people helping you survive, not 3 tools, which is usually the question, 3 people helping you survive, who would they be and why?
Probably Bear Grylls.
Oh, that
Yeah.
good answer.
You know,
he can make water out of piss.
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
See,
A survivalist.
he's a survivalist. I feel like you'd want to have someone mechanically minded in there as well. Who would that be?
Jeremy Clarkson.
He would just complain the entire time.
Oh, this is just terrible.
One of the dudes from what's that show? The science-based show. They're debunking
Mythbusters? Yeah.
Be one of the Mythbusters.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. They're
Because
really good about
we could
crafting
create
stuff. Yeah.
we could craft stuff, we could create weapons and vehicles potentially, like those guys. So one or both.
I'm
of
liking the
them.
way this zombie apocalypse looks so
I would
far.
watch this movie.
Yeah.
And then like a super badass lady, like
Ronda
Rousey.
who?
Ronda Rousey.
Who's that?
She's,
Wait, what?
Oh, she's like the toughest
Undefeated
MMA
UFC,
female fighter.
Yeah,
She's also
she had
getting
a
into
fight-
acting.
Yeah,
Oh, great.
great.
Have you ever seen the video? Speaking of badass women, that might be crazy. Have you seen the video of the arm wrestler?
I don't think
Look
so.
up
No.
female arm wrestle.
Okay.
And it's the craziest thing you'll ever see. I can't remember her name, but she is.
So-
Half of it seems like what she's doing is just to intimidate, but it's like animalistic. It is hardcore.
Well, it's like watching, because Ronda Rousey just had a fight 2 weeks ago, and she destroyed the other opponent in 34 seconds. So it was long enough to actually put the entire fight in an animated GIF on Twitter. So it was just like everyone was just watching
Wow.
this entire thing. It was incredible. But yeah.
Maybe Zoe Bell.
Oh yeah.
Zoe Bell.
This
I would
is,
put some
this
faith
is
in Zoe
definitely-
Bell.
Team.
Yeah, this is.
And she's a Kiwi. She's a total badass.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
A lot of people would just be like, my buddy Ted and like my mom. 'Cause I wouldn't
You
want
got to
her
think
die.
strategic with this kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, you look like you're gonna survive the zombie cop.
Awesome.
For a long
I
time.
hope so.
And
You'll be fine.
hopefully you survive in your own movie, Cooties.
Yeah.
You'll have to just
you'll
tune
have
in.
to
Tune in to see.
But you can see it in theaters and VOD.
Correct.
Right on September
September
18th.
18th.
Yes, awesome. Thank you for joining us.
Dude, this was super fun.
Yeah, this is great.
Thank you.
We could have gone on that music thing for at least another 2 hours. I'm sure that you have other
Fascinating.
things to do. Like I said, fucking realist in the game. We're gonna get some of these fan art guys to have you DJing and just have the title "Realist
Oh,
in the
man.
Game" directly under it.
Guys, I hope you enjoyed that Elijah Wood podcast.
He's dreamy.
We sure did. Anyway, this ETZ podcast was again brought to you by DraftKings.com. 1 week fantasy football at DraftKings means every moment could take you closer to a life-changing payday.
Oh, please! Use promo code INSIDE to play for free at a shot at the $2 million top prize in Sunday's $10 million Millionaire Maker. Only at DraftKings.com. What's the address, Elliot?
DraftKings.com.
You don't say! I'm gonna go sign up now. I love football!